Hello, hello, this is Nina. I'm going to jump on today just to talk a little bit about how people are coping these days, because I feel like there's many people who are experiencing some rough times and they're feeling like, why am I here? What the frick is going on? Why am I feeling all these feelings? What's going on? So I thought I would take the pulse a little bit on current energies. So I'm just sitting at my painting table, so excuse a little clutter in the background. That's not important. Listen, first of all, sorry if you're new. Welcome to my channel. My name is Nina. I am a psychic medium, a channeler, and a healer, and a spiritual teacher. And I don't work as such anymore. I am currently at home because of some physical stuff that happened to me. So I'm not really working, but sorry, just trying to get that camera to be still. So yeah, that's me. I'm now teaching through YouTube instead, if you will. Anyways, so what I wanted to talk about first of all is what, the first of all is how people are viewing what's going on. People are very into news nowadays. I feel they are very concerned about what's going on in the world. They're concerned about wars. They're concerned about economy. They are concerned about, of course, nature and nature. What do you call it, devastating things happening in nature, like volcanoes and flooding and fires. There are so many things going on, and so it's very easy to get dragged into it. It's very easy to kind of get stuck in that. But that's kind of the ego energy working, isn't it? When they are kind of, or ego is kind of pushing you towards looking at all the devastation instead of focusing on what's actually working. And I had a conversation with someone just a couple of days ago where she was very stuck in kind of that narrative where everything is going wrong. And I get that, that's a natural part of the human. But can we then try and focus on what is working, focus on the good news? Because if you search, if you Google good news, it's lots of good news happening, actually. Lots of things happening within the environmental stuff, cleaning up the oceans, taking care of animals, sanctuaries. There's a lot of stuff happening that's good, but those things don't hardly get into the news now, does it? So yeah. We get bombarded by all these negative things, and it's doing something to our minds, and our emotional system. So of course, the invitation from Spirit is, as always, try and log off. Try and focus on what's working. Try and focus inwards in you. Try not to get dragged into that drama and everything happening in the world. And from their perspective, also what they showed me when I asked them about, how can we try and kind of live this life without getting dragged too much into that all the time, live kind of more of a harmonic life, if you will. And their answer to that is to first understand how things work. And everything that happens on the planet, everything that exists in the universe is energy vibrating on different frequencies. All of these stories out there, all of these news are also vibrating on a certain frequency. And they are what we would call a lower frequent energy, or some people call it darker energy. But it's just vibrating on a different frequency. And so if you focus on that, then that's what you're going to get more of, because it's a resonance thing as well. Sorry, I just have to get some water. They always get to my throat when I start talking because they have messages. Just a second. Just need some of my lemon water. It's full of lemon, see? Squeezed lemon. Very good for you. Anyways, so they wanted us to see that it's just frequencies, okay? It's just another story. It's just another thing vibrating on a different frequency. And you can choose to play in it, or you can choose to play in another energy. So if we can get to that perspective, first of all, okay? All of these things happening in the world are just experiences from for the earth, for the people who are in it, for you, so that you, because you notice it, right? So it's also for you, and it's all experience as part of the human journey. But if we can look upon it as energies, it's a little bit easier to kind of detach from it, is my experience, and also what they told me. So they would like us to look at it just as energies, and then choose an energy that's vibrating on a different frequency, a higher frequency, a frequency that gives you joy, that brings you happiness. Okay. So if you can then, as I said, just Google good news. That's a very good thing to do. Or, of course, use nature. As I told you in the last video I think I made when I was walking in the woods, was that, everything that is existing on this planet that has not been infused with any sort of ego energy, meaning nature, and meaning animals mostly, as long as they haven't been exposed to fright or scare or devastation, and that kind of thing. They are, sorry, they're getting to my throat. I'll take a throat pastel as well. Just give me a minute. You can take it away now. Thank you. I got it. Okay. Just a second. They have a message. That's why it's going to my throat. I'm so sorry. They're really getting to my throat today. Okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I get it. Thank you. There are several around me, that's why. It's been a while since I did this, so this is this is how they pay me back. There are so many standing around me right now, so they're all getting to my throat because they all have something to say. Okay. So now we have to differentiate and take one at a time. Okay. Michael, do you want to go first? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, sorry about that, people. But it's the same if you do mediumship or if you do channeling. When they come close, it go to your communication chakras, which is the ears and the throat. So that's why I start coughing. Okay, for those of you who didn't know. Okay, so I have one standing over here too, but I will take that later. I had Michael here, and Michael, of course, reminded us because he is the energy of protection. Okay, he is also the energy of strength and the energy of perseverance, I believe it's called. Stamina, all of these kind of strength kind of things. He is a masculine energy, but he also has feminine aspects, just as I said. So he is reminding us that the energy of protection is always there for you. Okay. If you're in a situation, if you're in a situation where you're feeling afraid or, about everything that's going on in the world, because he reminded me now that many are actually scared and we needed to address that. So I get why he was very pushy. If you are scared, then call upon his energy. If it's Michael you believe in or another person that stands for protection for you, you call that energy in, because you are always protected in that bubble, which is eventually God's source energy, right? But you will always be protected, and you can call upon strength from that energy to cope with all these things, to get the strength to go through another day. If you are struggling in your own world with difficult times, with economy, with work, with family, with addiction, whatever it is that you're struggling with, then invite that energy in to give you strength and also to cope with whatever it is that's going on in the news in the world that is scaring you, right? So he wanted me to remind me of that as a fact. And his energy is often comes in on a blue color, on a blue ray. So if you're seeing blue, or noticing blue a lot, it might be that you have that strength energy or a reminder from Archangel Michael that he is near and you're protected. You can also choose to wear blue. I'm wearing blue today to enhance that, because the colors also have a certain frequency, an energy signature that signifies different things. And blue is, for me, strength and protection, but also healing. Okay. Especially the Pleiades come in on a Blu-ray as well, and they are also all about healing. So there you go. So that was another thing also that they wanted to, or he wanted to mention. So that was Michael. Now, who do we have over here, please, today? Okay. Okay. So this is more of a galactic being, okay? I can't really say what uh where I can't say where they're from. I don't know. This is an entity I haven't seen before. So, but it really doesn't matter, because there's a galactic kind of agreement on or council or group that often comes together, and this is a representative of that group, he says. So it's not really important where he's from, but I have a feeling that there is a Z letter that I'm seeing anyways. Anyway, okay. But the message is also regarding cosmic energies. Cosmic rays is what he's saying. So the planet is also being hit with a lot of cosmic rays from the center of the galaxy, and also from, as I have talked about before, a movement of galaxies in between them. We are also, of course, the galaxy itself is always spinning, so we're always kind of getting into the whole solar system is moving into new places all the time, and that will influence us. But also the main thing happening also is the energies from the sun and through the sun, and that will impact you. Okay. And what also, yeah, okay, thank you. What he also is reminding me is that recently we also had a full moon, and it was also an eclipse, and that will also, because all of these planets, moons, and everything, they are magnetic beings. So when they are changing positions, they change the magnetism, which will also influence the planet and also us. So all of these things combined is kind of throwing a lot of different energies at us, and so we will feel it in our physical form, but most of all in our emotional. Okay. And combined with what all of the things that's going on out there in the world right now, I can see how that is just overwhelming and frightening and all of that stuff for people. So, but they just want to remind me or us that all of this is just a part of the journey that the earth is on. So it's nothing to be scared of. All of these cosmic energies, they might stir up something in us. And even though it hurts and it seems like this is terrible, I hate that this is happening, I can't stand it, and how am I going to cope and everything? Can you, from a higher perspective, look upon it as a gift? Because it will then rattle up something within you that is in need of being released. Okay? That's very often what happens when we are experiencing energies that's kind of hitting something within us and we feel bad. It means that it correlates or it resonates with some energy within you, right? Or else you wouldn't have felt that energy within you. So it will stir up something within you that needs to be released. So if you can just look at what that is and just kind of punch a pillow or scream into a pillow or cry or whatever it is to let that out of you, okay? That will help you a lot. That will help you a lot. And after that is done, we need to feel these things through. We can't escape it. That never works. But after you have felt it through, I would encourage you to then invite something beautiful into your life. If it's nature, animals, a good conversation with a good friend, or brewing yourself a good cup of coffee or tea and just cuddle up in the sofa, watch Netflix, or do whatever. Just kind of be kind to yourself. Yes, thank you. They're very talkative today. So just be very kind to yourself. And I'm also hearing replenish. Oh yeah, of course. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So what they're also saying, we're getting into spring, and of course, it just hit me. We're getting into spring, and it's a time to replenish. It's time to kind of close the chapter of winter and open up for the new. We're also getting close to spring equinox, and so that will of course also have some energies with it. So March month this year is of course quite rough. I know that many people say so. But it's a time to replenish. It's a time to cleanse. It's a time to, as I said, feel through whatever it is that's stirring up in you, so that you can let it go, and step into spring, to the new, to the growth. Spring is also where we get more sun, we get more energy. Things grow around us. It's the feeling of growth. It's the feeling of progress. And so, but I feel it would be a lot easier to step into that if you have let go of whatever it is that kind of being stirred up inside of you, all trauma or anxiety or whatever it is. Just allow it to come. And if you need help, then contact the therapist by all means, or call in Archangel Raphael for some healing, work on that. Set aside the time and kind of let that all out. Okay. Okay, Spirit, what else do you have to say since you're so chatty today? Okay. Gabriel, okay. 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 Yeah, he's also, okay, Gabriel came through. He's also talking about, he's actually saying that he's trying, because Gabriel is kind of the representative of communication from the God source energy or angels to earth or to us. In where I come from, it's very easy to call that energy for Gabriel, because that's what people normally call that energy. But of course, it might be that you have another name for it. It really doesn't matter. It is the life being energy of communication. Okay. And the message is that we are trying to reach you. Why are you not listening? Okay. So it's like we all have that connection, with our spirit team, with our higher self, with God source energy, with the angels, or whatever you want to call them, light beings. We all have that energy. We all have that connection. And we all can connect and get the answers ourselves. We are actually all channelers, right? It's just a matter of opening up and developing that muscle, right? But we are created from the beginning to be able to communicate with the other side. And so this is kind of the push now, and it has been for a while, from God source energy or spirit in general, to open up and start listening and start communicating and start sharing, right? And so Gabriel is again kind of pushing that. I'm trying to reach you. I'm trying to give you information. I'm trying to be there for you. So have you set aside the time to open up? Have you really tried to do this now? It's important. I feel like this is the time. Okay, definitely this is the time to do so. Anything else? No. Okay. Thank you. So I think that was it. For messages right now. You have my love. I know. I know it's difficult with all this stuff happening in the news and all these energies that we are being bombarded with. But this is kind of what we signed up for. We signed up for the human life with its ups and downs and negatives and pluses. It really just all experiences. It's just energy vibrating on different frequencies, and we came here to experience it. We came here to live life as a human, basically. So I know it's difficult when we are in it to see that. So that's why I'm saying feel it through, so that you can step into another energy afterwards. Okay. I think that was it. Thank you so much for participating, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Till the next time I see you. Bye.